Hi guys, I just wanted to give you my latest thoughts on Supergirl season 1 episode 9. It's titled Blood Bonds. It continues from where the mid-season finale left off back in December. It's probably one of the few shows to come back so soon from the Christmas break. So it continues from this whole battle between Non and Supergirl at Lord Industries when their Astra's army is attacking it. And at least it was a pretty cool aerial battle, and it was just kind of cut short when Non brings it back down to the front of the building, and then when Henshaw and Alex tried to intervene, Henshaw, or as we learned from previous episodes, whereas John was the Martian Manhunter, gets captured. Why he's not able to escape, I'm not sure. Just because I know he's been able to shapeshift into other people, not just other people, but just like other creatures that don't require it was like into a chair, like by you strap into a chair, but he can like shapeshift into like other creatures that aren't um, they don't require like four limbs. So I guess they're not doing it with that version is to make the plot of this episode work, but. Anyways, he gets captured by Non, and he says he wants to do an exchange, hit Henshaw, quote unquote, for Astra. Supergirl's still trying to reason with Astra and try to figure out Henshaw's location, and Alex, of course, is being put in charge of the DEO, but then General Lane ends up coming into the picture, sidestepping her authority and resorts to even like using kryptonite to inject into Astra and torture in order to find Henshaw's location. And when they find the location, it turns out that he was in an abandoned warehouse, but I guess like one of those like abandoned like what they put on like ships for like what they put on like ships for bringing things overseas, like one of those like barrels or crates. Like it's hard to describe, but it turns out it was just a hologram that was rigged with a bomb that Supergirl has to like shield everyone from, including Alex, and she was closest to the blast. And it basically has her dealing with Kara's life kind of feel like her life is coming apart. Like she finds out that she's angry about Kat finding out that that Kara's Supergirl, and being able to put two and two together from connect the dots from previous episodes. She's frustrated about not being able to prove that Maxwell Lord is a white collar criminal, especially after James Olsen goes back to the facility to find out what the Kryptonian army was after, and Maxwell Lord refuses to divulge the information. So Wynn helps James Olsen sneak onto the facility. He gets caught. Olsen gets caught, and it's surprising that he's willing. He seems like a guy. Maxwell Lord is somebody who's willing to do his own dirty work, especially since he was willing to like beat up Jimmy Olsen and use his wrench to destroy Jimmy's camera. And he says that next time you show up on my property, I won't just stop at the wrench. I won't just stop at the camera. This makes an interesting point about how the media tends to like glamorize pop stars and not less time addressing corrupt politicians and promoting gas prices and encouraging more use of fossil fuels. It seems like he could be an interesting character and not just more of like a Lex Luthor knockoff. But again, it's like there's being so cryptic about his backstory, and they haven't delved more into that. It just feels like they're just I don't know what they're holding back for what they're holding back. Just tell us. And it's the same thing with Astra. It's like apparent where when they show a flashback to when she's being imprisoned to Fort Ross along with Nine. It's like they just killed people for they're trying to save Krypton. So it's like they're leading a coup to just try to force people to listen to Allura. Was it? Was it kind of like General Zod in the comic books, like right before the New 52 reboot, before Flashpoint, where it's like he tried to use force to get people to listen to Jor-El, and then Jor-El didn't approve of this, so that's why they banished Zod. I don't know if they're going with that. It's pretty kind of vague about it. I wish they were just kind of explain it instead of just saying like, oh, I did this terrible thing. And I just want to know. I feel like I just don't have enough like specifics as to like about what makes Maxwell Lord who he is, or what drove Astra to do what she had to do. And I'm hoping they do that in future episodes, but it just feels like now would have been an opportunity. We're at the midpoint of the season. It's like now would have been an opportunity to just reveal that, at least for Astra's backstory. But anyway, so basically, not being able to find Henshaw, having to deal with Kat and threatening to fire her unless she admits to being Supergirl, and Maxwell Lord beating up Jimmy, the whole deal, Astra being the villain, having to fight her own family. She gets so angry to the point where she wants to lash out and then go deal with Maxwell Lord using physical force, and Wynn and James have to calm him down and tell her that if you attack Maxwell Lord in your angered state, you're just gonna prove him right. You're just gonna be more like your aunt. And then she realizes that it's because of her fear and not being in control of a situation. It allows her to empathize with Astra and where she was coming from. And we learned from the flashback that even though Allura believed Astra when she realized the planet was doomed, she didn't approve of her methods, and that's why, at least by law of their planet, she still had to imprison her. And she was still going to fight for, and Allura was still going to fight for Astra's cause just by peaceful means. And so Astra and Kara reach an understanding to the point where not only does Kara go through with the exchange between Henshaw and General Astra, but even like a soldier who General Lane commanded to stop Kara from making the exchange, she decided to take Kara's side because Kara saved her life from the bomb, because General Lane tortured Astra and was led into a trap. So it was it seemed like an easy decision for him, and of course Astra decided just as the honorable thing not to just double cross them and have the other Kryptonians like attack the DEO and just let them save the fight for another day. And I really hated about this episode was the ending where they finally told Kara that Henshaw was really Martian Manhunter, but then doing that he used his shape-shifting abilities so that Supergirl, quote-unquote Supergirl, and Kara can be in the same room to throw Kat off the trail of basically the two being in this, basically Kara and Supergirl being one and the same. And I really wish that they had just stuck with the idea. I wish they just kind of just stuck with the idea and ran with the idea of her boss being in on it, especially since I know the producers, Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberger kind of think the secret identity thing is kind of a tired trope, and they've had the Flash people be more casual about their secret identities, their main characters on their shows be more casual about it on the Flash as a result of learning from Arrow, and I thought they were just kind of follow through with that idea on Supergirl, and I guess they're not. They're just gonna play the long game. But I just feel like it was kind of a wasted opportunity. All in all, I thought the episode was pretty good. I mean, what do you guys think of the episode? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care.